Hello and welcome back to another video with me, Meoni, for Final Fantasy XIV. Today I'm joined by my very eager to bow girlfriend, Fran. How you doing? How you doing, Fran?
Hi, I'm happy. It's Starlight. Woo!
It's Christmas in everything but a name. And of course, like usual, we do a couple of types of videos on the channel. One of them is where we play through sort of in a long play, which is what this is going to be. And we also have other videos if necessary on all of the other stuff. So you'll see a Mog Station video today, with cash shop stuff related, as well as some of the individual items as sort of like ideas of what the event entails. But basically, if you want to take part in today's Starlight Festival, we have to come over to Miketo's amphitheater, don't we, Fran?
Yes.
And that's over here in Old Gridania. If you're unfamiliar with this, you can teleport directly via the mini Aetheryte from New Gridania's main Aetheryte, if you have it unlocked, which is now the Delivery Moogle, and it's called a Festive Fiasco. It's level 15 and above. I'm not sure you're old enough, Fran.
Excuse you?
Right, let's go and have a look. I always love it when it snows everywhere in the world, you know? You have snow on the beach, you have snow over here. It's lovely, isn't it? And you get to throw snowballs at you. Wow. You beated me to it. Unbelievable. You had exactly the same thought in mind. Brilliant.
Of course it did.
Little snowmen, and then you got the Starlight theme, which used to be my video end theme, if you remember.
Yes, I do.
Might put that on the end of the video just for nostalgia. Big tree. Look at the tree. My God, it's huge. It's also invisible. Invisitree. Anyway, I'll stop messing around. So there's actually you've got the crier over here. Does he sell stuff? No, he's going to tell me stuff. The celebrant should sell stuff, though. Here you go. So if you want the other event items before we get started, you come over here to the celebrant, to the right of Miketo's amphitheater, which is X 10.68.7Y. And you can see you can get the snow-dusted tree, which is an outdoors item for 3,000 gil. We're going to get a couple of those to show off later. We've got the unmelting ice partition, which is another partition inside, so you can make yourself look like you've, built a Spyro level or something. And we've got the ice loft as well, which is also, making me want to build another level from Spyro. We also have the sunshine and stardust fireworks, which are pretty cool. I will pass on those at the moment. And yes, so the main rewards then this time around is a mount, if I know my lodestone pages. So we have to talk to Amgranchi. I'm going to read the storyline. Yeah. Let's have a look. So here we go. A festive fiasco. It says, "'Tis the season of the year again, not of that year again. And Amgranchi is making plans for an extra special Starlight. This quest is available for a limited time only." It says, "What is the reward?" Well, we've already spoiled it. It's a mount. "Well, if it isn't my favourite adventurer, I see the saint has once again guided you to me in the most wonderful of seasons. Truly, your very presence is a Starlight miracle. That said, I'm afraid I must apologise. There has been a bit of a rub, you see, and as such, we're not quite ready to kick off the festivities as of yet." Oh? How shall I put it? Our troubles began when we encountered some unexpected delays in deciding on a theme for this year's event. Things spiraled from there, and as a result, we've been left with far too much to do in far too little time. As a result, we celebrants have been forced to recruit helpers, of all stripes, from small children to strapping adventurers like yourself. Speaking of which, you wouldn't perchance be able to and be willing to lend us a hand, would you? Count on me. It is the season. Thank you, my friend. I dare say your generosity truly embodies the Starlight season. Without further ado, allow me to explain the tasks we would ask of you. Dun, 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 dun. Firstly, we need to put decorations on the tree. Oh no, Godbert. Oh no. Ho, ho, ho! Is that the Lalafell talking? Ho, ho, ho! It would seem you found a most promising helper for me again this year. Or is that him? Oh no, it is her. Oh no, this is different voice. Another adventurer, and I suppose this one too will be wanting some kind of reward for their services. I say, sometimes I wonder if this whole Starlight business is worth the effort and the coin we pour into it year after year. Must you be such a killjoy, my young friend? Just look at the faces of the children around you. Why, each year they spend moons waiting in eager anticipation of this most joyous of seasons, and the most delightful presents they will receive. I don't know why Godbert's got that voice to ask. Ah yes, the presents. Worthless trinkets foisted off on a naive young fools in hopes of making them forget the mundanity of their everyday existences. If we truly wanted to bring joy to people, would it not be more prudent to invest in things that might actually improve the quality of their daily lives? No. Allow me to introduce Camlito Halito, first son, it's a son, of a prominent family of surveyors in Uldar. He's journeyed here all the way from the Sultanate to help us prepare this year's festivities. Standing beside him is the Saint of Nymea himself, a man who no doubt needs no introduction. Let me state for the record that I did not come here merely to deck the streets with gaudy lights and trinkets. I initially proposed to Father that we do away with all this mummery and transform this festival into something that would contribute more directly to the mutual economic prosperity of our nations and the realm as a whole. But did he listen? No. He simply muttered something about how he didn't raise his son to be a stuffy spoilsport, and all but demanded that I accompany Lord the Saint of Nymea here to learn something about holiday cheer, whatever that is supposed to mean. Come now, Camlito. I understand that you're serious about your family business, but I dare say it wouldn't hurt you, rather. Well, I'll hit him in the face in a minute, that'll hurt. For you to lighten up from time to time. Here, perhaps this will put a smile on your face. Did you mean that truly? If I can help you, I get a present too. Bloody children. But of course, my dear child. Behold, the twinkle box. Oh, what's this? Tucked beneath the many lids of this casket are hidden all manner of delightful wares. Why, they've been fashioned especially for this year's festivities by some of the realm's most celebrated crafters. Oh God. It's going to be Ishgard restoration mats. For every task you complete, you will earn the opportunity to pop off one of the lids and help yourself to the contents within. And that's just the start of it. Needless to say, there will be even more glorious gifts in store for you when the preparations are complete and the festivities can kick off in earnest. You can think of this chest as something to tide you over in the meantime, and as our way of thanking you for lending us celebrants a helping hand in our time of need. What do you say, child? Well, this is wonderful. Mother and Father say I have to help out around the house during Starlight, so I don't know if I can come back. But I have plenty of time to help now. Just say what you need and leave it to Isane to get things done. Isane, is it? What a generous girl you are. Oh, thank you ever so much. Needless to say, we've prepared some very special presents for adventurers like you as well, so I hope you can collect and enjoy them all. Yes, nod. Yes, isn't it all so special? Now, if we're done getting all giddy about trifling baubles and toys, I should be getting back to work. All those starlight trees aren't going to decorate themselves, after all. Okay, the Lalafell is one of my favourite characters now. Now then, if you're ready to get started, simply head west from the amphitheatre and speak to my colleague stationed before the water wheel hut. She'll be happy to explain all you need to get started. Alright. Let's go kick some Starlight ass. Yeah! That was a longer cutscene than I expected, Franny. Hello.
Hello, let's go!
Whee! It's Christmas, Franny. It's Christmas. You looking forward to Christmas Day, friend?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Same ooze. Right, what's this fella got to say? An adventurer? I was expecting young Usain, but I suppose you'll suffice. I'd like to go to work immediately, taking down the decorations nearby. Hold your chocobos now. It's not as if we're calling the celebration off. It's simply that, well, you met Halito, yes? He was in charge of this area, and let's just say his sense for what's appropriate for Starlight leaves something to be desired. I can handle things here by myself. I'd ask you to head to the Conjurers Guild and take down any seasonally inappropriate decorations you might find. When you're through, you can bring the inappropriate ornamentation, well, back here to me, and I'll see that it's properly stored away. Okay, what's he done? Put Halloween decorations up?
Look, there's a pumpkin!
Oh, it's a cute pumpkin. Why can't we...
It's a sausage and didn't... well, we didn't have a Halloween event properly, did we? So maybe it should be Christmas Halloween.
Yeah, I call BS. We should be allowed to put up multiple decorations.
Yeah, we should.
Well, these... they're just normal NPCs. It's nice to see people making an effort and putting Christmas outfits on. Have you noticed that? There's quite a few people. Well,
it was my idea for us to dress up like this.
It was. Twas. Oh, Easter eggs. You see, why not?
Yeah, they look colourful and nice.
I think they're being too harsh to the Lalafell, to be honest.
Yeah.
There he is. Look, what's he saying? All this work and for what? To take it all down when the festivities are over? A thorough waste of time and effort, if you ask me. Well, especially when we're taking stuff down that you've just put down. I have no problem with these pumpkins. These are awesome, the fire lanterns.
I agree.
Yeah.
They're nice and brightly coloured.
They're cute. Right. Let's go hand these in. How weird. You see, Square Enix obviously do not want to look at our house. Because we have all sorts of decorations and posters up from all the seasons. They probably have a fit. I can handle things here by myself, so... Wait. Why has he repeated the same dialogue? Here, just take the decorations, please.
Right.
Oh, yeah. That should do it. Usain here finished clearing up her assigned area as well. In half the time, I might add. Well, isn't Usain like half my age? Do you see some of those so-called decorations? It's as if that man has never attended a single day's worth of Starlight festivities in his life. Anyway, I suppose I'll see to it that the ornaments you took down are replaced with something more festive. In the meantime, I'd appreciate it if you could report to Am in my stead. Of course, leave it to me. I really just think they're being too harsh on Lalafell.
Mm-hmm.
Whee! Gotta love Peloton.
Run super fast. Sonic fast.
Gotta go fast. I love the just how good Starlight looks in this game. I just wish there was more snow. Not these little snow drifts. Right, what we got over here then? Thank you for all your help, friend. I promise we'll get our act together one of these years. In the meantime, we truly appreciate your saintly efforts in helping us see that every child has a smile on their face for Starlight. Allow me to also apologize on Camlito's behalf for the extra work he created for you. The boy has much to learn, yes, but I've no doubt that he will come to understand what the spirit of the season is about in due time. That attacked my throat for some reason. Gonna have a sip of coffee. Oops. Professional video recording today. In the meantime, allow me to express my gratitude for all you've done. In true Starlight fashion, well, with a present from the Twinkle Box. Go ahead, help yourself. And remember that there are more gifts waiting for you if you're feeling inclined to lend us your aid again. Lemonade? Upon completing each of the tasks assigned to you by Amgaraji, you may open one of the lids of the Twinkle Box to help yourself to one of the presents inside. Yeah, but I can't though, can I? Because there's only one that's lit up. We got screwed. What? I want to open the Chocobo box. What's going on? Oh, I guess we're opening this one. Really? Fireworks. Oh, 99 fireworks. A large 5 to appear in midair. What? Interesting. Scooby noises. Oh, and lest I forget, I'm not the only one who truly appreciates your efforts, far from it. We've been receiving messages from the realm over, thanking you and your fellow adventurers for all you do for the people of Eorzea, each and every day. My colleague, Banefeld, here in the amphitheatre is holding on to all of them. So if you're curious, simply say the word. He'd be happy to share the words of appreciation and good cheer. Missives of gratitude from across the realm have arrived in time for Starlight's season. A new letter will be available to read each time preparations for the festivities are successfully completed. What? I'm confused. I'm confuzzled. So this guy has something to say? What do you have to say? Thank you for your invaluable aid, friend. The Starlight festivities could never have happened without you. My colleagues and I are far from the only ones who appreciate your efforts. Letters have arrived from across the realm to thank you for your generosity. Just see for yourself. We got 2 letters from a drowning wench and House Borrell. These actual letters. Oh, cutscenes. Okay. Might as well have a look. Oh, I like it when they do these each year, where you have different NPCs appear. Nice chilled out music. Oh, look at that, the animation of you sitting there reading a note. That's kind of cute. Doing your part to assist in the Starlight festivities, are ye? Let old Balderon tell ye. These fresh-to-the-boat adventurers that show up here these days could learn a thing or two from ye. All about the glory these types are. Work in the fields at Summerford, but I want to save the world. Mayhap ye should learn to avoid becoming gobu mulch first, I say. But you're different. Aye, you understand that putting a smile on every one of the lonely child's faces is a heroic deed in its own right, and fending off a fleet of pirates. Merry Starlight to ye, lass, and may your sails always be full. Full of what? Air? Presumably air. Interesting. These little letters are cool. We got another one. House Borrell. What doth thou have to say? Or are we just going to have it? The slow pan's a bit interesting. Oh, see, you get NPCs appear in the background as well. Interesting. My friend, it is both an honour and a pleasure to see an Ishgardian tradition bring joy to children all over the realm, thanks to the tireless efforts of you and your colleagues. On behalf of my entire nation, I offer you my gratitude. While nothing would make me happier than to join you this season, I regret to say that these remain difficult times here in the Holy See. There is much that requires my attention here, leaving me with, most unfortunately, little time for levity. Still, I must give thanks that I am able to celebrate the occasion with a restful night in the company of my loved ones here at House Borrell. Never mind. Be well, my friend, and I look forward to the day where we might feast together in these halls once more. Is that from Amrek? Or what? Yeah, it's cool little cutscenes. Okay, I'm not going to read every single one of these. But there's the first 2 that I received. Presumably there's quite a few more. So once you've done that then, there's another follow-up quest from Amgaranji. It says, a Starlight slapdashery. Amgaranji will not rest until she's seen to it that this year's Starlight celebration is the best ever. I'm heartened to see that you've decided to stick around. Apparently there's another set of decorations that aren't quite up to snuff. Would you mind helping Usain look into the matter and fixing things up? I've asked her to wait just outside the amphitheatre. Oh my goodness, really? Why are we on clean-up duty? I don't get this.
Christmas clean-up simulator 2020.
Oh, hello there. When I was on my way back before, some of the townspeople told me that there's something strange about the snowman over by the shaded bower. Camlito was in charge of those as well. I know he's new to all this, but how hard can it be to make a snowman? Anyhow, let's go and see what's wrong, shall we? I'll race you there. What?
Someone just threw a snowball at me.
Most likely. 'Tis the season to ice somebody in the face.
I'm going to throw one back before we move.
Alright, you do that.
Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, coming.
The shaded bower. Oh, that's next to the Grand Company chest. Interesting. Is this called the shaded bower? Is it? Oh. Also, I suppose the trees create the shade. Okay. Oh, cutscene arena. There's something strange about this snowman, yes, but I can't quite put my finger on it. What do you suppose it is? I bet one of them's not real. That one's got a black hat on. It's not very Christmassy. One's got a balloon. That one's also got a black hat on. The snowman seems to be facing odd directions. Set them straight so that the Starlight festivities may proceed in good order. If you want to take another look from a distance, just ask me. Why? Why would I need to turn clockwise? What is this minigame? How hard can it be to decorate an area?
Very hard.
The snowmen are now facing, so they welcome people to the shops. Yeah. Is that it? Are you kidding me? I thought it'd be like this intricate puzzle, like Lara Croft style, where it'd be like, it'd be a plate that moves, a dinosaur comes out, I don't know. Or you'd have like doo-doo-doo-doo. Zelda noises. Or like a treasure chest would appear when you got them lined correctly, like in Genshin. Wow, it's as if the snowmen are all smiling and inviting us in. Who'd have thought that turning them around could make such a difference? Where did they get this kid from? Jeez. Oh, hello. Oh, it's you two. Whatever are you doing lolling about here? I've already finished my latest task. Behold, take notes, and perhaps one day you'll be able to work as efficiently. What have you done? Once again, Halito's decorations strike you as leaving something to be desired. Well, he's made a phallus out of presents, so I mean, I like this guy even more. Oh, come on, Meoni, don't shrug like that. Now I see why you work so fast. What's wrong with the presents? They're fine. Why, the sheer nerve. Might I remind you that you people are a lucky personage as a personage as esteemed as myself has deigned to assist with such menial tasks. In a just world, I would be placed in charge of the entire event, and you would be assisting me. This is where my true talents lie, not in making silly snowmen and putting lights on trees. You don't know the first thing about Starlight. That's why all your decorations suck. Well, it was such a mess till this adventure and I fixed them. What? What nonsense is this? Nod. Yes, that'll get the point across, Meoni. It's true. She actually understands what Starlight's all about. She wants everyone who takes part in the festivities to feel the joy of the season, and it shows in the care she puts into every little task. Don't you care about making others happy, or even being happy yourself? Why, I haven't even seen you smile once the entire time you've been here. Why, I never. I came here to do a job, and against my will. Perhaps putting up these ridiculous decorations is enough to amuse a child like you, but I am a man grown. So what if I'm a child? I actually care about Starlight, and my decorations will put smiles on more faces than yours ever will. Well, this is really not very nice. Smiles, this, happiness, that. Be honest. Starlight is all about getting presents, yes? Then why don't I give you some coin? With money you can buy whatever you want. I don't want your stupid money. I'm going back. At least he tried.
Bad.
Making a poor child cry? Consider me unimpressed, Camlito. And yet I cannot help but feel there is more to that child's situation than meets the eye. I shall inquire further. In the meantime, pray return to Amgaranji and appraise her of your progress. Alright. I don't know. Is it just me? Am I the only one that feels something for the Lalathal? Because it's just... At least he put presents up, right? Perhaps I could stand to take my work a bit more seriously. I thought he was just going to knock him down. We had the epic sad music though. Right, on Wado. I like it. It's like, Christmas isn't all about presents and money. And it's like, report to Amgaranji and claim a present from a twinkle box. It's like, are you sure about that video game? Are you sure about that? Because, you know, just saying, you're feeding me false positives here, you know. Nothing, it's not about material possessions, although it kind of is right now. Welcome back, friend. Thanks to your tireless efforts on our behalf, I am pleased to report that we're closer than ever to getting the festivities in full swing. Don't forget to help yourself to another present from a twinkle box. I dare say you've more than earned it. Go on in. Oh, now we get the Chocobo one. Is it more... What's this going to be then? A number 2? It is a... We don't know. A number 4. Okay. Another thank you letter has arrived from one of your admirers. Oh, I'm going to see it. I said I wasn't going to, but I'm going to read it now. What we got? 2 more. Carline Canopy. Alright. I'm reading them so you don't have to. Right. Nice chilled out amphitheatre music. Lovely. I do like this. I want this animation as a pose, like an emote, where you sit down and you read a letter. I think it's so nice.
It would be nice if they give you this emote for this festival.
It would have been, yeah.
As well as the mount.
I hope this letter finds you well, Meoni. Am tells me that the preparations for this year's Starlight festivities have been more trying than ever. I regret that I could not lend a hand myself, but watching over the young ones who would follow in your footsteps keep me occupied as ever. As if that weren't enough, what with a deep chill in the air these days, it is all I can do to keep Figaga's gift from freezing and cracking in the cold. It is not an easy or glamorous task, but it is one I would not entrust to any other. No. For though the work may be strenuous, gazing out onto the great wheel in the stillness of the falling snow, these moments of tranquility I would not trade for anything in the world. I hope that you, too, are able to find some measure of quietude and respite amidst the revelry of the Starlight season. There we go. And that person didn't even end their sentence. Am I supposed to reply to that one? What? Big West Shortstop. Is this a goblin letter? Oh god, please not a goblin letter. God be happy. They give the kobolds such amazing voice acting in 5.4, so I've got to follow suit. If it is indeed a goblin letter. Oh, it is as well. Roundrock's heard that Uplander is collecting all sorts of whirlycogs and bitty bobs to give to children. Roundrocks can give Uplander secret treasure too, if Uplander want. Shiny junk, sparkly rocks, no matter how small, treasures give children big dreams. Big dreams just like Roundrocks is dreaming. Yes, Roundrock's dreams of new future, sparkly, shining future when all heart wishes of children come true. Future where Mead and friends are waiting for Roundrocks. Yes, Roundrocks will hand-make city of great treasures for that day. And there we go. Obviously talking about the end of the Alexander raid there. What? You didn't appreciate my Roundrock's voice?
Oh, I was trying not to laugh.
Fran wants shiny rocks, yes? Fran needs shiny rocks in face. / throw. That's a shiny rock. It's right. Not impressed. Okay. Right. Ow. That was in my arse. Right. The true spirit of Starlight. Grandeur remains hard at work preparing for the Starlight of a lifetime. Thanks in no small part to your tireless efforts, I dare say we're on track to begin the festivities sooner than I had anticipated. That said, I fear there's still more work to be done. If only I weren't so utterly useless. Did you say something, Camlito? Me? Oh, it was nothing. Nothing at all. At any rate, the next job I'd like to entrust to you is preparing the tree. Speak to my colleague in the Acorn Orchard over in New Gridania, and she'll be happy to brief you on the task at hand. Alright. Let's go and play with a tree. I'm going to teleport there. I think Fran's going to walk there and see how fast she gets there in comparison.
I would have liked to have had a heads up because mine was so slow loading.
You got the OG PlayStation. Oh, there she is. She's loading in. Her dot's there. When will she arrive? Ding, 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 ding. Wow, still loading. Hey, there you are. Woo, whoop. Welcome to the other side. Let's just go forth and decorate a tree with our magnificent tree decorated. Where's the tree? I don't see a tree. Oh, this is the tree. That's not even that big. Are you here to help? Remarkable, splendiferous even. I've just been inspecting the trees that have been put up around town and I couldn't help but notice that something was amiss. See here, part of the trunk has been gnawed away, as if by an animal or the like. Where any more damage to be done to the tree, it might fall over, and that would be most perilous for any small child who happened to be standing beneath it at times. I had a mind to call for a skilled woodworker that perhaps they might examine a tree and reinforce it for us. Might I ask you to head to the Carpenter's Guild in my stead? Why don't you just get a new tree? This adventurer will be going, you say? I suppose that means you won't be needing me. Very well then. I shall inspect the other trees or the like. Alright, Camlito. Bye, buddy. They're being harsh to him again. How rude. How wood. Do you know much about wood, Fran?
No.
No. Not a wood connoisseur. Oh there! What brings you to the Carpenter's Guild during this season of celebration, Fran? Don't know what accent that is. Some cute little woodland creatures have been chewing away at your Starlight tree, you say? Well, that won't do it all. I dare say this calls for an investigation. Oh, God. Oh, God. These characters are much more alive than I expected them to be. What voice did I give to her? I can't remember. I cannot thank you enough, my friend. Clearly you have summoned a carpenter of surpassing skill. I am most relieved to know that the children of Gridania need not fear any falling trees as they open their presents this Starlight season. Sorry, why is that funny? Just the idea of a tree hitting someone in the face. Ah yes, I forgot to tell you. While you were visiting the guild on my behalf, Camelito Halito was kind enough to go about inspecting the other trees in the area. I am pleased to report that he assures me that not a one shows any suspicious gnawing of tooth marks. He's a rather dour fellow, isn't he? And yet it would seem he takes his work quite seriously. I dare say I was rather impressed at how closely he examined each and every trunk with such a painstaking eye. Man likes his trees, what can I say? Gotta love a good trunk, you know? He mentioned that he was heading back to the amphitheatre after finishing the job. Why, he didn't even stick around long enough to allow me to thank him for his efforts. Might you be so kind as to pass along a simple message of gratitude on my behalf? I can do that. What do you have to say? Indeed, this tree looks like it could topple over at any moment. Let me see if I can't reinforce the trunk a bit. Alright, she's gonna, like, I don't know, play with the tree. Fran, you left me. No.
Loading times.
You gonna blame loading times? Wow, I'm gonna walk. Unbelievable. So yeah, you're on OG PlayStation, aren't you? The original. Always fun. You're looking forward to trying it out on a like PS5 at some point? Good. Alright, let's turn this quest in. I can't what was that noise?
You beat me here.
Yes, I did. I can't help but feel that something is missing, and yet, what could it be? Camelito Hilito staring so intently at the snowman that it seems he might burn a hole clear through its body. He's a laser snowman, Lalafell. Bzzz. I know. Mayhap a necklace of the finest gold with a sparkling gem inlaid would give a most glamorous appearance befitting the season. But no, I might appreciate that, but I am not a child of Gridania. I must put myself in their shoes. Well, you kind of are already. You're a Lalafell. Whatever sort of snowman would bring a smile to their faces. Are you still thinking about what? No, is something amiss? What's up, pumpkin? Oh, it's you. No, there's nothing amiss per se. I simply had occasion to return here, and I was wondering if there was not something I could do to further improve upon my most inspired creation. I mean, bah, who am I fooling? It's true, I have stopped thinking about what the girl said for bells now. Oh, I haven't. Here I thought I would come here and put together a festival for the ages. As it turns out, I can't even make a single child happy. Hells, I'm only making myself miserable as well. And yet, I must not give up hope. There is still time for me to do my job right, to earn the right to open that chest of presents and claim the glory that is rightfully mine. And so I got to thinking. That child was looking at the snowman with a most intense gaze, was she not? No doubt she saw something in it that was managed to escape me. Forgive me. I suspect my work here may take longer than I expected. Pray report to Amgaranji ahead of me, and tell her I shall be along in due time. Alright, boss. Let's go talk to Ami.
I gave him a hug.
Well, Lalafell. Yeah, I feel bad for him too. Welcome back, friend, and another job well done, I am pleased to say. What are you waiting for? Help yourself. You've more than earned it. It's quite a long quest line, isn't it? Camelito's still putting the finishing touches on his snowman, you say? Dare I dream that he's come to understand the true spirit of Starlight at last? For indeed, this season isn't just about gaudy lights, toys and trinkets. If every last child is not able to find something of joy here, we have not done our duty. And to make that possible, we must first find a reason to rejoice for ourselves. Our smiles light up the faces of the children, who in turn warm our hearts yet further, allowing us to further spread happiness across the realm. It is that cycle of giving and receiving, that ever-expanding circle of peace and joy that embodies the true soul of the Starlight season. Are you going to keep going on like this? So take your present proudly, my friend. Let it fill your heart with pure satisfaction, for you might have happiness aplenty to share with your fellow adventurers and indeed Eorzeans the realm over. I'm guessing you had connection problems, Fran.
No, my sister came in wanting to order pizza.
Christmas
so
pizza.
I had to mute myself and I was like...
Christmas pizza, I hope, yes? Of course, Christmas pizza.
Christmas pizza, yeah.
Christmas pizza. I want pizza now. Does everyone in the comments section, if you want pizza, say, Fran, where's mine?
What? No! No!
So we've got a number 3 now as a magic prism. Another thank you letter has arrived. Oh, you know what that means? Dun 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 dun. I think it's Quicksand and Ralga's Reach. Okay. Alright. This is going to be a long video, but I don't mind. People can skip along if they wish to. Amgaranji looks so happy. I really want this emote, though. It's so cool. Just sitting there and reading. When I heard one of my regulars saying that the Starlight might be cancelled this year, almost spit out me drink. But later I caught word that you were on the job, and I knew at that moment there was no cause for worrying. Aye, all of the adventurers I know, and believe me I know plenty, none understand quite as well as you that it's no deed too small to be meaningful. Least of all the task of warming the hearts of children who find kindness and good cheer all too hard to come by in these trying times. So feel proud, Meoni Whitetail. You've done right by the realm today. Safe travels, and don't be a stranger. That's the person from a quicksand, isn't it? Although I didn't start in Uldar, so, you know. Ralga's Reach. Okay. Who will it be from Ralga's? Will it be, Minago? That'd be cool. I've not heard from her in a while. Or Fordola? Question mark. When I first heard that there may not be a Starlight this year, my heart broke for all the poor children out there. How relieved I was then to hear that you'd come to the rescue. After all, what's building a few snowmen and putting some stars on the trees to the liberator of Alamigo? Not Malamigo, that's something different. Speaking of which, there's been talk of celebrating the season here in Alamigo next year. And you'll never guess whose idea it was. Why, none other than Raban himself. Seems he's rather keen on the idea of donning that scarlet garb. Oh my god, Raban as Santa Claus? I need to see that. I too was thinking I could touch up some traditional Alamigan dress and put together something suitable for the season and prepare plenty of presents for the children here, of course. I have to show everyone here that I'm good for more than just fighting, right? This is Lise, isn't it? It sounds like Lise. Can you imagine Raban as Santa Claus, Fran?
That would be amazing.
For Alamigo, ho ho ho. If that's not his voice line, like, for Alamigo, ho ho ho, then, you know, I'm not interested. Right, we've got another questorino. We've got another 2 quests, actually, I think. Amgaranji is determined to make miracles happen. Right. Starlight waits for no one. Without further ado, I would entrust you with the most vital task in preparing for the festivities. Simply speak to my colleague stationed past Apkalu Falls on the way to the residential district to the north. Alright. Simple enough, innit? Let's rock and roll. Or roll. Do, 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 do. They should have had the Starlight music all the way around, Gridania.
I was throwing a ball at Sugi. Come back.
What are you throwing balls at people for,
They're from our free company. It doesn't matter.
Unbelievable.
True friends throw balls at each other.
If you say so, yeah. Oh dear. Let's see what this person has to say. What is that snow? That is a cool hat. Just saying. About to offer your aid? Well, I suppose I could put you to use. Perhaps you've seen the snowmen around the area? Well, the truth is we employ a little bit of sorcery to make sure they don't go melting in the event of untimely warm weather. To that end, I'd task you with stuffing one of these fragments of what we call eternal ice into each one of them. If you could see the ones near the Manor District north of here, Isane and I will take care of those by the Lancers Guild. Pray meet us there when you're done. I can't speak today. I've lost my ability to read and articulate, but it's fine. I want that as a hat. Why can't we have a present as a hat? That'd be amazing. Am I the only one that thinks a present would be a good hat?
Well, we have Thanksgiving turkey.
Yeah, so why can't we have a present hat? What's this? Never heard of this eternal ice stuff, have you?
No, but that's how the snowmen don't melt in the sunshine.
A crystalline agglomeration infused with the power of ice said to grant snowman temporary life. What? This is it grants it life. What?
Maybe backstory for the mount.
Maybe we're going to have a snowman that has eternal life and starts talking to us, and we get a new race of snowmen people, and it's called, and we get a beast tribe for snowmen, and we get like a snow-themed beast tribe. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we could call it the Snow Munchers Guild.
Snow Munchers.
Yeah. I'd be the first person to join the Snow Munchers. You watch. And then you'd have like a quest, like they could be like, stay away from the yellow snow.
Oh God.
Is this the same kid? Yeah, it is. And with that, I do believe our job is done. Hooray! I trust you've seen to the snowmen as well. Excellent. I'll stay the area one last time to make sure we haven't overlooked anything. So pray, go on ahead of me and report back to Amgaranji. Say, Mrs. Adventurer, is there a special someone you'll be spending Starlight season with this year? Yes, she's next to me. Yes, I have someone in mind. Oh, is that so? Then we'd best make the decorations extra pretty for them, yes? Yes, we should. I always used to come with Mother and Father, but they, busy this year. That's why I decided to make myself useful to help out with the preparations. I had a mind to make a giant snowman just for them, that we could all come to see together, but I think they'll need to stay at home, so, well, I guess it doesn't matter anymore. Oh, but I should get back to work. See you around, Mrs. Adventurer. Alright, child. As the zany races off, your mind drifts to Camlito Helito. You believe you last saw at me Keto's amphitheater. How does he fare in his allotted task? Where's my hug? I want a hug. Spending Christmas with you.
I gave you a hug.
I didn't hug you though.
Spammed the chat.
I know you spammed the chat. I got that chat turned off, it's fine. No, Christmas hugs are the best hugs. Right. That's a lot of teleporting. Oh. Have a dote. I don't know why the heart flew. I like that. Teleporting time. And loaded. Right then. Let's see. We must be nearing the end of this storyline. Oh, well, why, hello there. Sign. I was just putting together another snowman of my own. What do you think? Have I redeemed myself? Oh, it's wonderful. I was just thinking how this snowman looks so lonely. And now he has a friend. Let's make one more. Yet another, you say? Indeed. I suppose we've nothing better to do until the next delivery of ornaments arrives. Very well then, to work. Well, it appears I'll be occupied for a while here yet. You've completed your task, yes? If you would be so kind, I would ask that you report to Amgaranji for the both of us. Alright, Camelito. Enjoy playing with a child. Make sure you
made a happy snowman. They're all so miserable, some of them.
I know. Another task completed, and in spectacular fashion, I have no doubt. I just think of how many smiles you've put on the faces of children's faces today. What? Oh, I read that wrong. How many faces you've put on the faces of faces. Take your reward, friend. I dare say you've earned it, and a sip of your coffee, because you're going delusional. I couldn't agree more. Oh, we get the snowflake box. What's in this? It's another firework. This box is awful. It's alright, you doing the joy emote. We got a number 2 in a box. That's not really very Christmas, is it? Someone left a number 2 in a box, Fran. That's our Merry Christmas to one and all. Merry Christmas. Enjoy your number 2.
Fudge in a box.
If it would not be too much to ask, we are in need of more snowman decorations. I have made an executive decision to build one more. With pleasure. I'll see that the necessary supplies are procured straight away. It's only a carrot. Goodness sake. That said, colour me surprised, Camelito. Could it be that you've finally gotten into the spirit of the season after all? One could say that, I suppose. At first, I simply saw all this decorating as menial labour, trifling task far beneath one of my station. And yet, seeing the twinkle in young Isane's eyes every time I make a snowman or hanging up a glittering star, I began to sense that I was part of something far larger than I had ever imagined. Before long, I realized the truth, that every one of my actions, no matter how humble, were indispensable in bringing good cheer to the hearts of children in this realm. And perhaps more importantly, that such acts were diminished if performed without similar sentiments in my own heart. Yet I fear that in realizing this, I have been consumed by the sheer responsibility of these tasks, to the point that I feel almost petrified with a desire to get everything just right. Oh, don't worry, my friend. There's still plenty of time to polish your creations to perfection before the festivities kick off in earnest. So long as you've got that Starlight spirit in you, you're more than fine in my book. Nod. At any rate, our job is almost done, but that's all the more reason we can't afford to slack off or compromise until we've seen the last of our preparations. The children are counting on us, my friends. Yay. Hype. Where's my mount? Another thank you letter has arrived. Uh-oh. Can it be from another gobbo? Please. Gobbo? I mean, you know what I mean. Kobold. We've got Maelstrom Command and a travelling bird. What? Wait, what? Maelstrom Command first? These are great. I love these little stories. I don't know if people watching this are even still watching by this point, but if you are, thank you. I'm enjoying it, at least. That's all that counts, right? For those of us who have spent most of our lives at sea, the Starlight celebration is mayhap not as close to our hearts as it is to others. And yet each year at this time, when I hear the calls of the birds migrating from cooler climes, it gives me cause to reflect. As sailors, we look to the night sky for the guidance of the stars. It is they who show us where we are, and who illuminate the path before us. Were it not for these beacons of light, we would be lost at sea, and before long find ourselves drowning in the cold depths. This got me wondering, might it not be said that the smiles you have put on the faces of the children this season serve as a similar role, as they brighten the hearts of the Eorzeans the realm over and raise their spirits in these times of uncertainty? I for one believe so, and for all you have done to that end, you have my thanks. These times of uncertainty. There's a lot of references to the real world, isn't there, here? They're kind of like subtly trying to be nice, aren't they, about the current world situation?
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. It's really nice to read. Little hints and things towards it. It's true, though. I mean, we all need to have a good Christmas. What?
I clicked on the next letter.
Oh. Okay. Oh. You open the envelope and extract the letter inside, which oddly consists of only a smattering of chocobo footprints and a small X-shaped stamp. Looking more closely, you spot a hastily scribbled message hidden in the margins. Meoni, how goes it? I went to pick up some supplies and you'll never guess who I ran into. Well, on second thought, I guess you will. Good to see that the little fellow's enjoying Starlight in his own way, eh? Till next time. Aww. It's the singing chocobo from last year.
But the barding, really pretty. It's Santa barding.
I know. Aww, adorable. Can't help but notice that my mail hasn't arrived from a mug station yet. It's been like 2 hours.
I told you, it's probably like when the carriage came out, because a lot of people were probably waiting for it as well, and it's just backed up like crazy.
Right. More storyline. Wish upon a Starlight. Amgaranji's passion for decking the town with Starlight decorations knows no bounds. Listen up, my favourite helper. It's time to bring some Starlight magic to the Great Loam Growery. Seek out my splendiferous colleague there. She'll be more than happy to share with you all you need to know. Alright then. Where's that then? Oh, that's bloody miles away. At the Botanists Guild. To the Botanists Guild. Diddle 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 diddle. I'm enjoying this seasonal questline. What about you?
Yeah, at least it's better than just, doing one quest and then that be it for the event.
I agree. It's you again. Your assistance is most welcome, friend. I've been handing out wreaths for the townsfolk to decorate their front doors, but it would seem our supply has fallen woefully behind the demand. A most generous individual in the Botanist Guild has agreed to donate some of their loveliest works to our cause. Might I trouble you to make the trip there and procure them for us? Sure. Why the devil not? Diddle 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 do 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 do. Right. Hello? I hear you. Well, we can't hang those up. They're seeds. Reefs, you say? But of course, we've more than enough for one and all this Starlight. Pray take as many as you need with my blessing, and give the celebrants my best regards. I will do. I like your hat. It's very green. Very green
Like
indeed.
yours!
Whee! 360 jump. Right. A most generous individual at the Botanist Guild. You've just said that. Take the wreath, please. Just look at all those lovely wreaths. The growers at the Botanist Guild are nothing if not generous. At any rate, this should more than suffice. Thank you, friend. Alright. Look, that adventurer's helping get ready for Starlight. Saint told me that she is too. She says that every time she finishes a task, she gets a special present. Oh, I should have helped out too. Insane, you say? The poor child. Can't even imagine working so hard, with all the hardships she now faces at home. Hardships, you say? What is it that troubles the girl, pray tell? I fear I'm not privy to all the details, but word is it that her parents have not left their house in ages. Insane's always running about town all on her own. She puts on a strong face, but I cannot help but worry that she's suffering more than she lets on. It wasn't always like this, mind you. I remember often seeing the three of them together. Her father cut a tall, dashing figure, and always adorned his head with a stylish hat. Her mother had the gentlest of smiles, and was always clad in garb of matching patterns that she fashioned herself. Seeing such a lovely family walk the streets together was always such a heartwarming sight. Sadly, for whatever reason, it's a sight we see no longer. That is most troubling indeed. Pray forgive me. I hadn't the slightest idea that anything was amiss when the girl came to offer her aid. I must have a chat with her. Ah, but the most lovely of reefs we just arrived from our friends at the Botanist Guild. Pray help yourself to whichever strikes your fancy. Okay. Can we get past the just endless nodding animations? Ah, forgive me, your work here is done. Pray return to Amgaranji and collect your reward. You most certainly earned it. Interesting. So the little girl's got problems with her parents then, and they're in like self-isolation or something. It's really sad. Maybe we have to dress up snowmen to look like her parents. Well, that's what I would do. I'd be like, hey, you can't have your parents, but at least you can have these snowmen. They've got cool hats. Right, what do you have to say? Well, it isn't my favourite helper. Thank you most sincerely for yet another job well done. Well, what are you waiting for? Open up my twinkle box. Oh, we got the bells this time. Let me guess, is this a number 1? This is a number 1, isn't it? You're getting predictable now, game. Yes. Thank you for a number 1 in the box. Oh, cutscene. Have the additional snowman decorations arrived yet, by chance? I'm most eager to get started on my latest masterwork. That's the spirit, and indeed, they were delivered not moments ago. Splendid. In that case, Insane and I will get to work at home. I mean, Insane, not insane. Oh, that's cute. Oh my god, there's a little baby one, and then there's a mummy one, and there's a daddy one.
Yeah.
Hey god, but... Ho, 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 that's the kind of good cheer I like to see. Yes, 'twould appear that the Starlight celebration is in good hands again this year. Ah yes, your colleague had mentioned some troubling news about young Insane, so I took it upon myself to do some research into the matter. Whatever is the matter? Is the child okay? The girl is fine, but I fear her dear father is less so, stricken with a grievous malady. He lies bedridden, with Insane's poor mother tending to him every waking moment of the day. That is most distressing indeed. The poor girl, she never said as much, but doubtless she works as hard as she does in order to procure the medicine her dear father so desperately needs. Sadly, matters are not so simple. The illness her father suffers from, sadly, is a common one these days, and it is said demand for medicine greatly outstrips the supply. No matter how diligently the girl works to earn the coin she needs, there is simply not enough of the remedy to go around. Indeed, by opening the twinkle box may light up her eyes, I can only imagine that what she truly wants for Starlight is to soothe her dear father's pain. If only there was some way we could help her do just that. While there may be naught we can do to heal what ails the man, perhaps we might be able to offer Insane and her family a bit of Starlight cheer in this trying time. The girl has been a most dutiful and generous helper for us this season, has she not? If I were to find some way to dedicate this year's Starlight celebration to her and her loved ones, and in doing so make it the most spectacular success it's ever been, mayhap that might lift her spirits. Dedicate the celebration to her, an admirable idea, I agree, but however might we do that? 2 words. Stupendous snowmen. Yes. Come on, go with my idea of just snowmen's. The child spoke of her wish to make a snowman of incredible size, you say. No wonder she took such an interest in my masterpieces. As for the medicine, let me contact my associates and see if there's aught that might be done. In the meantime, might I trouble you to the decoration of our final and most spectacular snowman? I'm confident that you understand what would bring joy to a saint's heart more than anyone. Oh, but it would seem you've already collected all the Twinklebox has to offer. Pray forgive my presumption. I suppose you'll be leaving us to return to far more important matters. No, mate, leave it to me. 'Tis not about the rewards, you say? Did I say that? I don't remember saying that. Truly, you are the very embodiment of the Starlight spirit, a veritable incarnation of Nightmare herself. Right. Okay, God, but it's up to me and you to make a big snowman. Another missive of thanks has arrived. I'll mark it on your map. Let's see who it's from. It is from Lotus Stand and the Fairy Kingdom. Oh no. Okay, Lotus Stand first. Oh my God. That's the carpenter guy. How fare you in the preparations for the festivities, my good friend? Firstly, on behalf of all Gridanians, let me express my most heartfelt gratitude for your most selfless acts this special season. I have given much thought to the matter of what my fellow seed-seers and I might do to bring even more joy to the children, and I do believe I have come upon just the idea. You are familiar with the tradition by which children write letters to the spinner, containing their most heartfelt wishes to place under the Starlight tree, yes? I have determined that we will attempt to grant as many of them as is within our power, and have recruited a number of like-minded souls to aid in the cause. In doing so, I hope that we will inspire that many more smiling faces here in Gridania this Starlight season, and that the elementals will smile upon our efforts as well. I think that was supposed to be, what's the name? The Seed Seer, but it's fine. She's got a cold. Fairy Kingdom time. Oh no. My dear sapling. Oh no, it's a bear. Why is there a bear? Oh no, it's going to eat Gamgaranchi. Starlight Festival's over. Bear attack. Rawr. That's right, we'll just read this picture whilst you eat the bear. No? You open the envelope, but it's empty. The very next moment, you feel a tingle in the air. The faint smell of wildflowers wafts in on the air, and a voice echoes in your head as if from far away. I take one little peek, and what do I see but my sapling having a grand old time prancing and frolicking about in the snow? Did it not occur to you that mayhap your beautiful branch would have liked to join you for this merry occasion? No, this simply will not do, and so to teach my thoughtless sapling a lesson, I've imbued this letter's missive with an incantation. Yes, the moment you so much as thinking of enjoying the Starlight festivities with someone who is not your beautiful branch. Oh, but I jest, you are taking me seriously. Why, nothing gives me greater joy than to see you actually enjoying yourself for once. I always thought you could stand to learn a thing from us fair folk, and why, yes, it seems like you have. Till we meet again, my adorable sapling. That is the best I could do. Look, she's just hard to do the voice of, okay? You have to kind of channel that almost Scottish, sort of Gaelic sort of...
Yeah.
Sapling. My dear sapling. And it sounds eccentric and weird, but that's how they did it. Oh dear. My dear sapling. Let's do the next quest. Amgranchi is putting the finishing touches on what promises to be the Starlight celebration for ages, and we get number 0 as a reward, and the Snowman Bell, which is, of course, a mount. At long last, our preparations have almost come to an end. All that remains is to put the finishing touches on the mother of all snowmen and give our dear little Asane a Starlight present she'll remember for a lifetime. And with that, shall we be on our way? I'm ready if you are. Yes. Yes, I am. Oh, Mummy Snowman, Daddy Snowman, Small Snowman. Now let's get to work, shall we? I've prepared an assortment of decorative materials for the occasion, so feel free to let your imagination run wild. That said, we mustn't forget who our audience is. What sort of snowman do you suppose would most warm little Asane's heart? Ah, yes, you were saying how concerned she was that the smaller snowman might be lonely, yes? And how happy she was when she got a friend. Yes. Perhaps there's a hint to be had there. What sort of decoration would make Asane happiest of all? Give it some thought, and I've no doubt you'll be struck with inspiration. Right. Okay. Can I decorate it now? Please, please, please. Reflect on all you've learned and decorate the snowman as best you can to delight your fellow helper. As the town people tell it, his son's father is tall, dashing type and rarely seen without his favourite hat. Yeah, she wears matching patterns. Yeah, we get the idea. Why would you tell me that when I've already remembered it? That's annoying.
In case people skip the cutscene.
Well, he needs to have a big hat. Ooh, a silk hat. I want a black silk hat on his head. Oh, it's big. Matching patterns. Well, she'll have, like, the knit hat. And then she'll have, like, a red scarf. Yeah, and then he would have a green scarf. I think. Now fully decorated, the 3 snowmen appear as if they were a family. Just looking at them warms your heart, and you can only hope Asane feels the same. Return to Amgranchi and let her know that you've done your best. Blah, blah, blah. You've truly outdone yourself, my friend. This is nothing short of a masterpiece. I've no doubt Asane will be overjoyed at the sight of our little snowman family. Now give me that reward.
Now give it!
Give me that mount. This is where Asane says, "Why would my mother be wearing red, you dolt?" Marvellous, simply marvellous. While I am partial to my own creations, I can do nothing but tip my cap to your superior aesthetic sensibilities. Oh, I've seen many a snowman in my day, but never one that warms the cockles of my heart quite as much as your merry little snowman family. Truly, you are a snowman artisan of the highest order. Right? Look, the snowman has a mummy and a daddy, while it's just like a family. Our family. How happy she must be. Did you make this, Camleto? I only helped here and there. Meoni deserves all the credit. How'd you like it, Asane? I dare say the little snowman isn't lonely anymore. Oh, yes. Now that I know she's not alone, I can leave her to enjoy Starlight with her family, while I return home to my own. I'm sorry for making you do all this for me when you were already so busy yourself. Can you forgive me? I am the one who should be asking for forgiveness, my child. After all, it is you who taught this stuffy, over-serious fool what the true meaning of Starlight was all about. Nod. Nod. Well, I didn't nod. I may not be able to stay for the celebration. This has already been the best Starlight ever. Thank you so much for letting me help. I'll treasure the presents from a twinkle box forever. Apart from the fact that they're just fireworks. Carmelito, if you would. But of course, those presents were simply to show our appreciation for your help. Of course, we have another present, and this one's just for you. Or perhaps I should say for your dear father. Could it be? And it so happens, the Saint of Nymea here happens to be a patron of the apothecary that produces this medicine. While he shared your story with the proprietor, they simply instead insisted that we deliver this to you straight away. What's more, they have at long last discovered a biomeans of which they can produce the remedy in vast quantities. Rest assured that all those who are suffering as your father will have succor soon enough. Speaking of your father, my child, I took the liberty of delivering the first dose to him in person. From the looks of it, it would seem you may well be able to enjoy the celebration after all. And I dare say that your dear father may even be feeling well enough to join you. Truly? A medicine that not even all the money in the realm can buy. It truly is a Starlight miracle. Yes, this season has taught me much. Coin is but a means to an end, not a goal in itself. If it is not used to bring a smile to those who need it most, it has little more value than a lump of coal. Oh, I dare say you've come far in short time, Carmelito. Your father will be most proud to hear of this, I'm sure. Yes, you'll prove a worthy successor to him, I am sure. About that, Lord, good Saint, I've decided to not take over father businesses after all. It surprised me as well. Over the course of preparing for Starlight, I could feel my heart changing. Now I am as certain of it as anything. When I return to Uldar, I mean to devote my efforts to doing all in my power to alleviate the plight of those who are not blessed with my privileges. I misjudge you, my boy. You have matured far, far beyond even my wildest expectations. So much so, in fact, that I dare say your father will have a stern word or two for me. At any rate, I am not returning anywhere until I've celebrated Starlight to the fullest with the children of Gridania. Isane here first among them, of course. That's the spirit, and with that I can finally present you and Meoni with the greatest gift of all, the one I've been waiting to give you from the start. Let me hazard a guess, the smile on the little ones, yes? Clearly, the Starlight spirit has taken hold in your heart now. And with that, the moment we've all been waiting for is finally at hand. Without further ado, let the festivities begin. Nod. Just onwards with the nodding. I mean, it was a little bit of a sort of touching story. It was very referencing, obviously, real-life situations and the vaccine and all that. So, interesting. Another missive of thanks has arrived. Okay, we'll be sure to read that in just a second. I can't read my my DMs at the moment, so I'm not going to do that in case there's something that I can't read in a video. Let's see then. We have two more. We got A Distant World and Menfina's Arms. Let's do A Distant World first. Let's see, what we got? Yeah. I thought it was going to zoom out and we weren't going to be on the branch then. That would be interesting. How do you fare, friend? Feywild tells me there is a festival known as Starlight in your world that you celebrate this time of year. Why, just hearing stories of the entire city's bedecked in ornaments that twinkle and glimmer like the night sky. I would give anything to see it with my own eyes. As for us, we too are making preparations for a festival of our own, want to celebrate the return of the night and the rebuilding of our realm. I've tasked Gaia with procuring supplies. Oh, it's Reen. Oops. She turned up her nose at performing any manual labour, and she seems to be rather enjoying herself, zipping about hither and yon on her sky slipper. There is much still to be done, But if we can put a smile on the faces of the little ones here, as you have done in your world, it will have been more than worth it. Till we meet again, Meoni. Well, there we go. Reen and Gaia celebrating Christmas together. Adorable. Alright, we got one more missive from Menfina's Arms. The Starlight celebration. Why, is there any better time of year? Not for the children here at the Arms, that's for certain. Why, even now they toss and turn in their beds in hope that the saint will show up at any moment. Adkirag whipped up a batch of all fruit cakes to celebrate the season. And guess what he did for Zloe? He put in pineapple as a special treat. Why, it was so scrumptious that the kids and I gobbled it all up straight away. Have you ever had fruit cake? If not, you simply must try it. Rowena tells me that she's selling it for, and I quote, the almost insultingly low price of only 300 scripts. Feel free to buy a whole batch. It keeps better than pineapple pudding. So you can carry it around for weeks before it goes stale. Speaking of which, I probably should clean out the kitchen. And that was that. Rowena, trying to capitalize on even the smallest of things. When will she have karma bite her in the bottom? One day. After she rules the world, of course. I think Rowena is actually an Asian. I think that's what it actually comes down to. So there we go. I think that's pretty much the storyline. And as a reward then, if you didn't see earlier, we've got all of these number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Look, this is what they look like. Here's the 0. It is a 0 firework. It's kind of cool, actually. There's a number 5 firework. Oh, they're kind of cool, but I don't know what we'd use them for. There's a 4 firework. There's a 3 firework. It's kind of like Omega almost, isn't it? Like the animation. Bzzz. Or like ice or something. I suppose it's supposed to be ice, but... And the ultimate reward then, the Snowman Bell. It says, for some reason, ringing this bell summons forth a behatted and beloved embodiment of festive cheer. With that in mind, it would be rather a shame not to ring it. So let's ring that bell. Right. Franny, hello.
Hello.
Sorry about that. There was a lot of dialogue.
That's fine.
Let's go enjoy Kwerthith and have a look at this mount together, shall we?
Yes.
Yeah, what did you think to the storyline, Franny?
I thought it was cute.
Yeah. How would you rate it next to last year's Choiry one?
Well, I didn't spend much time reading last year's because I think the music was like scary. I don't think it was a Starlight, actually. I think it was something else that I'm thinking of.
Scary?
Yeah, one of the events had like spooky music.
Did it?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if it was the Starlight one or not.
Well,
right.
So I'm right here. You're already on it. It says, summon forth a behatted and beloved embodiment of festive cheer. Oh my god, look at it. It says, scholars maintain that the tradition of building snowmen originated in Girabanya, where they were used to encourage blessings such as cold and snow. Considering that the region is almost entirely covered in an acrid desert, how the snowmen were built in the first place remains a mystery. The hidden text reads, 2 words, stupendous snowmen. I like how it says the quote was from an adventurer who shall remain unnamed, which is us, of course. And the footprint, by the way, is just a big snowball. Oh my goodness. Right, let's see what this looks like. Oh, it made the ching, 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 ching noise. You know what's annoying though? Default music. No Starlight celebration music. So as you can see then, guys, it is basically a snowman if you stand perfectly still. Wow, that's hilarious. It basically just sparkles with all these fractals. I quite like this one. Having a mount as a reward is something that people always enjoy, no matter what mount it is. I don't see a problem with this one personally. If you do the walk animation like Fran is, you have this really creepy animation of it sliding across the floor. I mean, that's probably my new favorite thing. Fran, it's like the Weeping Angels from Thingy. It's like you turn your back and so it's like Snowman's gonna get ya. Of course, we have our run animation, which is, as you saw, you hold up your head so you can bob around, which is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. If we show you the run animation in G-Pose just for a second. There we go. And then pause that so you can see what it looks like, because of course motion is annoying sometimes. You hold up the snowman's head with your hands, your arms are up, your armpits are exposed, and your body seems to be just packed in snow. You're just inside the snowball itself, which is hilarious. The fractals are quite nice. They are 2D textures, as you can see. Once we pan around them, they follow you. Very cool. Not bad. Not bad at all. A bit disappointing about the music. The flight animation is a hover, as Fran's demonstrating as well. And you do actually raise it up in the air as well whilst you fly, so you can see where you're going so you don't walk into a wall. And of course, if you use the walk animation, we're flying through the air on a snowman that has no care. I don't know. There we go. I think that's pretty cool. Cool reward. The other items we've got then, which we purchased, the unmelting ice loft and stuff, and the ice partition, we'll look at in another video as well. But we should probably go and have a quick look at them. So let's go over to the house, and we'll whack them up, see what we think about them. But yeah, hopefully people have enjoyed this long play. I mean, I do these days because I have the internet to allow for it. I didn't used to. So yes, right. Let's quickly snowman my way up. I think we'll have to use the FC house because it's bigger, and bigger is better, as Titania would tell us. Right, there we go. Finally loaded. Let's go downstairs to our staged area, and we'll have a wee look. Right, so I picked up a couple of each. So we've got the partitions. This is what they look like, which are literally massive chunks of ice. Oh my goodness. That's so cool. That's way better than I expected. And there's 2 different textures on this, Fran. I'll wait for you to come and have a look.
Slowly.
I know. You've got like 3 loading screens to deal with, haven't you? Mm-hmm. This is huge, though. Plenty big enough for all types of house. Yeah, quite impressed, actually, with this. Quite impressed indeedy. How are you doing?
I'm coming.
You're cuming. I'm downstairs.
I'm finally loaded in.
Finally. Right, so this is the ice partition.
Ooh.
Which is very cool. So this side has like a shiny tile texture. And then
it's got a reflection on it.
It does. And then on the back, oh my goodness, this is the coolest texture ever. Look at this. It's got reflection mapping on it, and it's just solid ice wall. This is actually definitely worth picking up a few of. In fact, I might fill a retainer full of these, simply because you will not ever have enough of these. And if you think I'm spending money on this next year when I can get them now, I would heavily advise people go and grab these. These are really well done. Very impressive. Think of all the things you could do with this. You know, even if you don't want a solid texture, you can have the wall texture. Very nice. And then, obviously, you know, if you had a couple of these, we could whack them side by side. We could make a nice little ice room, basically. We'll just put these together quickly, like that.
I do like the other side because it looks like marble.
It really does, doesn't it? It kind of looks like Shiva's arena. So then to go with these, we also have the unmelting ice loft, all right, which look like, wow, oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Those are incredible. You should be able to get on that. Did I put it too high? I probably put that a bit too high. Give me a second. There we go. So it leaves snow prints as well. And it has the crunchy snow sound. This is awesome. And yeah, you can do the we can finally do snowball fights inside. Oh my goodness. For the first time ever. Oh my god, that's so cool. I know a lot of people like the Stelazio Theatre Company who do like in-game stuff. They're doing the Ice Queen soon, if I remember correctly. So they are definitely going to be picking up a ton of these. Look at these stalactites as well. If you want to know the difference between a stalactite and a stalagmite, mites go up and tights always go down. That's the saying. How reflective that is, look. They've got a nice reflective surface on the rocks there, on the crystals. Very cool. Like, you can imagine, even if you don't want to use this as a loft, then you could use this as like making your own little cavern. You know what I mean?
Ceiling panels.
So the first thing that came to mind when I saw this was Spire over Dragon. Like, making platform levels.
Well, people do make their houses into jumping puzzles as well.
They do, yeah. They really do.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
Sorry, you're only getting slightly impaled, it's fine.
I can't get up.
I'm trying to attach it to the wall. I've still got those familiar problems. Yeah. So they're gonna, obviously people with a little bit more planning will have an idea of what to do with these. I think they're really awesome. And of course what we should do, actually, is move this one onto this side. Like this. There we go. So we can look what it looks like on the solid ice front as well. Oh, wow. That's weird. Huh? Wait a minute. So if you go on the snow and then walk on the stage, there's footprints on the stage. Do your feet get wet or something? What? That was a weird bug. Interesting. But yeah, so there we go. So you have a choice of nice sort of marble effect wall or tiled wall, and these platforms are frankly amazing. We're going to come up with some really nice things to do with these. Very impressive, very impressive. Yeah, in short, I think this has been a really good event. What about you, Fran? Do you like this event?
Yeah, I do.
We've got a nice mount. We got all these silly number fireworks. Oh, wait, we haven't looked at one other item. My bad. Let's go outside quickly. I was going to end the video, but we haven't looked at the tree yet.
The tree, of course.
So I actually said this a long time ago. We had pine trees in the game, but we didn't have like a snow-covered one. We finally have a snow-covered tree. It's only taken 4 million years. Alright, we need to put away an item. This light thing that no one ever looks at. There we go. That's better. Right, let's whack one of these down. And these are snow-dusted trees. Wow, they're huge. Wow. That's a proper pine tree, isn't it? Look at that.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome sauce. I'm going to have to go over here just to see it, aren't I? Damn. Look at the snow on there. That's really well done. This literally is just a tree from like Curthus, isn't it? Western Highlands. And they've just made it available to players. The snow looks so thick on there. It looks as if you could jump onto it. Of course you can't, but... How cool is that? Pun intended. Well, there we go. Well, there you go. Even more reason for you to go and do the celebration, or if you don't want to do the celebration and you just want to purchase some nice stuff, the vendor has some great items. I'm really impressed with this. I think it's personally made up for the fact the shiver emote. I personally made up for the fact that we didn't have a Halloween event, really. A lot of people weren't massively a fan of the Make It Rain event for whatever reason. I personally enjoyed that one. But it is what it is. I don't think anyone can really complain too much about this one, in my opinion. But, yeah. Anyway, there's lots of other stuff to do today, so thank you kindly for watching. Much love to Fran for coming around with me and enjoying my terrible voice acting impressions. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself.
I did.
And we're going to enjoy a nice Christmas together. And I hope you guys watching out there enjoy your Christmas season as well. Hopefully you get some time off work or you get some rest after the current world situation. But from us, much love, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. You can say bye, Fran.
Bye.
I didn't think you were going to say bye. I was like, come on, Fran, don't be rude.